Hello again, everyone. Day 12, 12th of December. Again, I've had a look. I've been thinking about this, and although opening a packet is kind of, exciting, surprise what's coming, but to be honest, if I don't know what's in it and I open it, the thinking time within a video, is a bit silly, really. So I've decided to open them, have a look, have a think, do a little preparation, so hopefully the video can go through a bit more smoothly. So, without further ado, we have got wood, a bit of a fence. So, let me open this one. Oh dear. Try and guess what it is from the back. Looks like a golf flag. Oh, it is. It's a golf, well, it's a flag anyway, but it's like the flag that goes into a hole on a golf course. So I'm going to, oops, nearly lost it. Put that on there. Right, now, my idea for this. It seems odd to me to have jaggedy bits both ends, unless it's a very jaggedy fence. So I thought, first thing I do always with dies is to cut them out and see kind of what they do, what they look like. So when I came to one of my pieces of offcuts, the offcuts from my square card, so the largest square card I can make, it doesn't quite fit. It's just a bit too wide. But then I thought to myself, this is kind of big anyway. I only want part of it. So why don't I cut it this way? And then I'll have a reasonable bit of fence. So I did. I cut out a couple of those. I thought, what am I going to have with the fence? And I thought, I want somebody looking over the fence. Looked through my dies and came up with one that was from a previous Advent calendar, and it's this Santa. So I don't think he's going to be sitting on it. I think he's going to be peeping over it. So kind of like that. And I thought, well, how can I sort of display that in a card? So my idea is square panel, find a die that is sort of similar dimensions. This is one of my press cut nesting dies. I find them absolutely invaluable. The difference between each subsequent die is so small, you can nearly always find something the size that you want. So, an aperture, methinks, in the centre of the card. This, partly cut off like this. I have cut some out, so let me just show you what I've done with my little tray of tricks. So there, I cut two because I thought to myself, I'm going to get a bit of dimension on these, and if you have two and you offset one from the other, it looks like they're kind of thick. Can you see? It looks like that's a solid piece of wood like this. And I did wonder about cutting odd ones so that it wouldn't be exactly even. I thought I may cut out another one of these and then just stick odd panels perhaps on the top, just so that it's not absolutely smooth right the way across. So that would go behind the aperture, kind of like, maybe like that. This chap, I've cut a few of these out as well. Haven't cut his arms open. Let me just do that so that his hands could come over the front of the fence. These dies have so many capabilities. Put him just kind of behind. This one is actually a sitting Santa with dangly legs. Let's just try and put him on here a minute. Kind of somehow like that. And he, if I put this right behind the aperture, he could be right behind the apple tree. Then all of this on foam tape, and then he could have his hat popping out over the space. And that kind of thing is sort of it, except I fancied a ho, ho, ho. I looked through my dies. I've got various dies that say ho, 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 but none of them was the right style, the right size, whatever. So I went to my boxes of dies and I got out various ho, ho, hos from them and I cut them out. I've just put a piece of press and seal on the back just to hold them together. Now, if you can see here, I don't know if you can see here, but there's a double impression. And that is a mistake that you often get. And I do this very often, I have to say. If you push the die through and then bring it back. As you bring it back, sometimes the dies can shift. And when they get pressed again, you get a double impression. So that one is rubbish. This one has got a slight shift at the bottom here. That one's fine, that's fine, that's fine, and that's fine. But those two were mistakes. If I wanted to use either of those, I would need to cut another one. Okay, so I've got to cut some more in any case because I need 2 more hose. So looking at these, let's just take them off there for a moment. I quite like this one. This one's kind of got lines, a bit like the lines in that. So it might be appropriate. Looks a bit skinny. Let's have a look at this one. I mean, I can use these just to see what I think. Possible. This one with the stitching on. Let's have a look at this one. I think I want all the same. I was just looking for, how about using three different fonts like that? But I think I want all the same. And looking at them, I quite like this one. I quite like that one. They're all quite nice. Don't know where they're going to go exactly. I'm going to go with that one. So I'll cut a set of 3 of those. Okay. Why I've taken it out is because if I go through again with the in my die cutting machine to cut a second one out, if I don't take that out, it'll flatten it. And, you know, there's some nice dimension on there from the shape of the die, but putting it through without a die in will actually just flatten it. So I've taken it out. My daughter just FaceTimed me. She's been up in London. She's staying in a hotel that overlooks Tower Bridge. Looks wonderful. She's been up there on business. What a view, looking out of the window and seeing Tower Bridge. Right. Let the dog see the rabbit, as my father used to say. I think it comes from greyhound racing. You know, they used to have an artificial hare on a track that runs around the outside that the dogs chase. And the dogs would be in traps. I don't know if I ever went to a greyhound race, actually. The dogs would be in traps, and as the hare came past, the traps would be open and off they would go. As soon as the dog saw the rabbit, off they would run. Like crazy. I'm going to stick this down with a piece of low-tack tape because I don't want this to shift in the die cutting machine as it goes through. Chipped my nail varnish this morning. I may do the old faithful with this one and put a bit of snow behind. I think I might do that, actually. Let's do that now. Just a quick trip through an embossing folder. Here's my snow one. I love this one. Sadly, no longer available. This is a Sheena Douglas, but there are lots of snow folders available all over the place. So let's just see. Okay, there's my snow. Isn't that lovely? Don't you think? I think that's beautiful. Right, so I've got my snow. I've got a couple of fences. I'm going to cut one more of these just to try to see what, you know, a difference it will make, just to raise a couple of them. So I've got a bit of scrap here. This is what I cut that from. So that was the end I used. So we'll cut a bit of this. I thought of doing the odd panels raised before I thought of doing the whole thing to make it look, you know, dimensional. So what shall we have? Let's have this one, this tall one, and the one on the end. I think the two tall ones we'll have. So we'll just nick them apart because they're cut most of the way. Yep. So I want that one for there. And this one on the end. Okay. So those two go exactly on the top of the one behind, and the whole thing is offset forward slightly. All right. Right, I think we're getting there. So I want to put this, well, let's just put that away. Let's colour this first. Here's my sticky mat board. Right. Now the back layer, I think I'll do the top of that just a bit darker, maybe than the front. Oh, would end grain be darker or lighter, I wonder? Not absolutely certain. So I have had a little play, and I've got some colours here. For the fence, I thought I would have E170 and Y210. So E170 and Y210. And the Y210 is the deeper shade. Let's do the front first, and I can decide what colour I want the top. So let's just do this. Okay, got a few random marks on that. I have a feeling I may want something a bit darker, actually, as well as, we'll see. Yeah, I think I do. This is quite nice, though. Yeah, I do want something darker. So let's have E310. Let's write it down. Okay, right. Well, there, I just went over all the lines that are actually etched into the card itself. So just emphasize those a little bit. Now just put some bits of shading down the outside here. And I'm going to put the lighter one at the back. So the dark fence is here, and it'll be slightly lighter over the back. It's a question of just having a play with some markers, really. And then just see what effect you like the look of. Just going to do just a tad of blending of this, not much. Now this one I'm going to do mainly with this lighter thing here. It's only the tips of this I want. Okay, let's see what this looks like here. Just the top like that, can you see? Just looks slightly different. Okay. But I'm thinking I don't want it lighter. I want it even darker. Why 13? Let's have this. I want a dark one. I think the contrast has got to be the other way round. All right. A lady can change her mind. Right, let's have a look at that. Yes, I think I prefer that. Oakley dokley. Now, I'm just going to actually... Now, these two, let's just do these two. These are, I'm going to pop over the top. I know I've coloured all the others already, but that's neither here nor there. We'll just, let's do this. Got a very handy gizmo for finding things that fly away. This is, I think I bought this in Amazon. I'll just show you. It's got a little light, so I can search for things. It's got a magnet, so I can pick up things like dies. And things like my cap that went flying, it's got a little grabber. So, and also it bends. So it's a really, really useful little gizmo. I'll put a link to one of those from Amazon in case you're interested, because they are just so useful. So that is going to go, I've got to put that one on top of this one. I think I want a bit more of this colour on this one here. And I want some of the deeper colour into it as well. I could fiddle around for ages, really, but, you know, you get the gist. Let's do this left-hand side of this. A bit of shading. There we go. Let's just stick these together. Okay, now we put the extras on. Just a little bit more dimension. I don't know if it's going to make... I don't know if anybody would notice, actually. But I think it's one of those things that may be subliminal, and you think, oh, that's good, but you don't quite know why. Okay, and this one. Just down a little. There we go, on top of the other one. All right, so there's my fence. Spent a long time messing about with that, didn't I? But never mind. Right, I'm just going to wipe my mat now, because if you leave this on a sticky mat, it will stain. Well, it stains a bit anyway, really. But if you wipe it fairly quickly afterwards, you've got more chance of getting it off. Let's do Santa. How are we going to piece him? Got two more here. I think the beard has got to come forward, hasn't it? Let's just cut his beard out. It'd help if I had my glasses in front of my eyes, wouldn't it, instead of on my head. Right, let's have his beard out. Right, that's going to be white, and on the top, I'll have an extra. I will keep the nose, because I will put that on top to get, you know, an extra bit of depth. So if we put, I'm not quite sure where the hat comes, actually. I can't remember what I did previously, whether I had a white bit or a face bit. I'm not sure if this bit here is face or hat. So it makes it a bit of a tricky one, really. Let's just cut the bobble off the top. It's a little heart on the top. I'll cut this off in any case here, and then we can see if we want it white or if we want it flesh coloured. We can see as we build things up. So, do I need another one? We'll have him as the base. So, the hat, that can stay white. That's red. That can go onto there. We have another. Do we want another beard? I don't know that we do, actually. I still don't know what colour that's going to be. I could colour a bit flesh coloured of this, because I'm not going to use that piece. And if I don't like it, I can leave it white, as if it's the... Oh, I don't know. Face E160. Let's just try. I don't know if that's going to be right or not. Let's just try it with this. Let me colour the hat. The two colours I've got for the hat this time, let me show you, is R180 and R6. So 180 is the darker one. And R6 is the other one. Nice combo that, actually. I rather care for that. So that's going to go on there. Put it on top so you can see. Now, does that need to be white or does that need to be flesh colour? I think it's going to have to be flesh colour, actually. Let's do the rest of his jacket. Let's colour this one. Not much of this is actually going to be seen. I'm going to do the hands black. As if he's got black gloves. I don't know whether he has black gloves or white gloves, but he's going to have black gloves. Here we are. This beard is going to have a little bit of shading, just a bit of the grey. Now, if I use this as a base, let's put some layers together. I think I'm going to colour this bit flesh coloured to start with. What did I use? E160, okay. Let's just colour that on his nose. I'm going to put a hint of red on his nose. Tone that down quite a lot with the flesh colour. Right, so let's put this one next. I can stick it all over, I think. Actually, I'll need to snip those in case I want the whole arm sticking out. Just this bottom bit here. And, oh, I've cut that one, have I? I've cut that one. Right. It's the next bit. Another beard on top of that. There we go. Oh, I've coloured that nose and I'm going to use this one, aren't I? Let me just colour this nose. I'll put the hint of red first, I think. That's all we need. Oh dear. That's incredibly red. Oh, that's the wrong side, that's the right side. Okay. Tweezers were stuck to the sticky mat. Okay, now the hat. Just going to do the sides of this just a little. Didn't like seeing that white layer underneath. I probably should have coloured it first. I don't quite like the bottom of his hat. So what I'm going to do is cut this off round here and just cut a band as if he's got a fur bit on his hat. So this is just going to go prefer it, but it's not quite what I had in mind. Let's see what this is like. I think it's better. I'm going to put it on anyway. Okay, let's take a look at this. Now this I have a fancy for sticking just behind there, like that. This is going to be behind that, like that. And this chap is going to be down there, kind of like that. Let me stick him onto there first, I think, in the position I want him. Put a bit of tape across the back of there. I've got him. Okay, card base. Here it is. So let's just see. Haven't done the ho-ho-hos yet, but they're just going to be either black or gold, probably. So let's just see. That's going to go on there, and it's going to be raised. This is going to go flat onto the card itself. This is going to be... Actually, if I do that, I can keep him just within it, can't I? I think that will be fine. Just keep him within it. Okay. I'll get some more tape, I think. Although I could put some glue across the bottom. Let's have belt and braces. Let's have both. Let's have a little bit of that. Now let's have some foam tape. And a bit behind Santa. Okay. I think that will kind of do it, really. We can... Just wondering what the best way to fit this into position. I often just slide it in, but I think it's got to be probably stuck behind because of him. Let's take the backing off these. Let's take this off as well as... Those extra bits don't make a huge heap of difference, but, you know, I enjoyed trying it. Let's just see. Right, let's try and get this on. Then we'll sort out the ho-ho-hos. There we are. Here are my ho-ho-hos. So what are we going to have with these? I think we'll have something like that. So black or gold, or I think we'll do black and a bit of twinkle. Okay, so they're black. Now a bit of shimmer. This is Craft Artist Clear Shimmer. I'm very keen on a bit of shimmer. A bit of twinkle. Adds shine as well as a little tiny bit of mica as well. Oh, they look lovely. They really do look lovely. It's almost like glitter card, really. Really nice. Right, here's the card. Let's just place the ho-ho-hos, and then I like it with the cross piece lower. I don't know why, it just looks a bit funky. Ho. So there we are, day 12, done. Ho, ho, ho. It's fun, isn't it? I hope you had a bit of fun. And we'll see what's in number 13 tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, and have a lovely day.